This is part 3 about the bloodline of Cain. Excuse me. The True Bloods, the elite bloodline. We're at the third part of the story. It's not the beginning, not the curse, not even really the bloodline itself. We're going to go in a different direction. What happens after thousands of years? In the first video, I asked, what if Cain became the first vampire? Not the Hollywood version, not the cape nor the fangs, but the first man cursed to never truly die. Forever wandering, forever thirsty, forever separated from the rest of mankind. In the second video, I asked another question. What if the curse didn't end with Cain? What if it continued through his descendants, through generation after generation, until an ancient bloodline emerged? Now, I want to take it one step further. Not because I claim this is history, not because I claim to know the absolute truth, but because I actually think this is the closest to the truth we might get. So just think, after a few thousand years, imagine 3, 4, 5,000 years, Cain is still alive, never dying. He has watched every generation pass before him. Every person he has ever loved and known are gone. Every kingdom gone. Every empire gone. Every language changed. Every nation, every flag changed. Only Cain remains. How would that change a man? Would he still think like you or me? I don't think he would. You and I, we think in years, decades, sometimes generations. Cain would think in centuries, perhaps millennia. A war lasting 10 years, that's a brief inconvenience. A kingdom lasting 500 years, a temporary government. A financial system, religion, just another tool. Everything that seems permanent to us would be temporary to him. Now think about it. If Cain survived, do you really think he remained alone? Or would he have had children, great-grandchildren, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, I'm sorry, and generations after generations, century after century, the bloodline spreads. Family becomes clans, clans become houses, and houses become dynasties, and dynasties become institutions, and eventually power structures. Not one family, but many. Different branches, different ideas, different ambitions, different territories. Thousands of years pass. The original bloodline no longer looks like one family. It has become many ancient houses, each preserving what it believes is important: knowledge, influence, power. Now, ask one other question. If you lived for 3,000, 4,000 years, what would really matter still? Money? You've seen currencies come and go: gold, silver, paper, digital numbers. They all change. Countries? You watch them rise and disappear. Kings? They wear crowns for a while, then they're replaced. Names? Every name changes. Languages evolve, borders move, and history forgets. But one thing never disappears. Never disappears. Power. Power survives every age, every currency, every dynasty. Power becomes the only currency. That becomes the only thing worth pursuing. Not because wealth is meaningless, but because wealth has become ordinary. What else is left? History itself becomes the game. Civilizations become the chessboard. Dynasties become the pieces. And generations become the moves. The average person lives 60, 80 years. The true bloods think in centuries. Now let's go another step further. What if these ancient houses no longer agreed with each other? What if they develop different philosophies, different methods, different visions for the future, different areas of influence? Not one ancient house, many. Each believing its path is the correct one, each seeking the greater influence. They form alliances, but each preserving its own traditions, its own symbols, its own identity. And now, if that were true, what traces of these ancient houses would still exist today? Would they hide in plain sight? Would histories remember them without recognizing them? Or would history simply call them something else? Now remember, Hollywood has always borrowed stories from older stories from ever. And legends evolve, and characters are rewritten, and every generation inherits the myth of the previous generation and tells them in a different way. What if the vampire legend itself was only another chapter in a much older story? What if Dracula wasn't the beginning? What if he is simply another name, another mask, another age? And in the story, far older than anyone imagined. People often ask, who really runs the world? Governments, corporations, kings, bankers, military leaders? They all answer to someone else. Perhaps that's a wrong question. Perhaps the better question is, who lives, who survives long enough to influence generation after generation, who thinks beyond elections, beyond kingdoms, beyond lifetimes, who builds plans not for tomorrow, but for centuries from now. Those are the true bloods, not because they possess endless wealth, not because they wear crowns, but because they understand something the rest of humanity cannot. Time. They have it all. Their greatest advantage isn't money, it isn't armies, it isn't politics, it's perspective. When you live through enough history, you stop reacting to events and you begin shaping them. This is my interpretation, my mythology, but my way of looking at one of humanity's oldest stories. Remember, my truth may not be your truth. And I seek and trust each and every one of you will find your own truth. Every one of us experiences this world differently. Our upbringing, our education, our culture, our successes or failures, all shape how we interpret reality. So if one man truly lived through every civilization, if one bloodline truly survived every age, if power became the only thing that still mattered, what kind of world would they build? Would we recognize it, or would we simply call it history? Think about it, question everything, and you decide. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.